Welcome back to Dented and Driven Garage. Today we're back working on this 74 CrewCab. We're going to do the drip rail. We're going to finish that corner. If you saw the previous videos, I never finished the drip rail like roll around spot on this side. So we're going to start on that. We're going to work on that, and then we're going to move to the interior. We're going to do some metal work on the interior and figure out our floor pan situation. This needs floor pans, but not cab mounts. Normally I just cut the whole section out and do both. But this one's going to be a little different considering it only needs the floor pan and it's not terrible. So, but we're going to get right into it. So let's do it. So as you can see here, we have not finished that corner, and that is what we will be working on. So we're going to start on that. We got a little trimming and metal work to do on that to make that fit on the corner. But let's put you on time lapse and let's get to it. Well, it didn't turn out as great as I wanted it to, but it looks pretty fair. It makes the corner now. It's not a bad look. Now, obviously, there's no mud. That's all just metal. But it did not want to conform the way I wanted it to. So it has, I don't know, I feel like it has like a little bit of a kink like right here-ish. And it doesn't look great, and then it has a little bit of a kink here, but that I didn't even mess with that, so I am not really sure, but I'd say it turned out, I guess, fairly decent for what we're going for. It's not perfect, and there's a bunch of like crap on the backside. I gotta seam sealer that, and I gotta grind it up a little better right there, right here in this area, but I'd say it turned out fairly decent. I'd say it looks pretty decent, I guess. It looks like it makes the corner pretty well. It's not very noticeable. So, but we're gonna finish up just a little bit on this. I'm just gonna do a little grinding on the top there just to blend that, because I burned a couple little holes in the corner there that was kind of thin right where that rough skin and the cab kind of meet. So I gotta grind that out a little bit, and then we're gonna move on to working on this interior, just prepping everything for paint on the inside, because I want to paint the inside. I got a door hanging on. Got to get the inside all prepped, cleaned up, and then I want to get paint on everything in the body color besides the flat part of the dash, because I color matched that on my last truck and it's gloss like charcoal gray on my dually, and there's a lot of glare here, so I definitely recommend not doing a body color here unless it's gonna be a flat black anyway. But now I understand why they did flat black on here, because you do get a lot of glare. So I'm gonna flat black that, and then everything else is gonna be body color. I'm not 100% certain on the color, but we got a lot of prepping to do anyway. We gotta do like everything prepped. So, and the inside of the doors, and you know, there's a lot. But I wanted to get that all prepped and then prep the firewall, so that way I can, well, and I gotta do floor pans. I gotta fix whatever's going on there. I'm not really sure. It looks like they speared a hole in it somehow, and then they just patched it with a piece of sheet metal and some sheet screws. I'll show you. I don't know what happened there, but I'm gonna try to bend that all back and weld it in instead of leaving that patch there. Come on, camera. It's like gonna be difficult today, I guess. So instead of leaving that patch there, I'm gonna patch that up, but that's what we're gonna work on right now. I'm gonna set you guys up on the inside of the truck on a time lapse, and we'll probably start with that just because it's a small little project. I don't want to really get into the floors quite yet. I guess maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I gotta do the door hinges. I gotta pop those out and put my new ones in. But yeah, like, they're not that bad for what like most of these trucks are. And obviously that one got patched already, but they have to get fixed, obviously. But like the rest of the floor is in fairly decent shape. I mean, it looks kind of grungy. It's really dirty right now too, but it's not great. And I oiled all the hardware. That's why that's kind of wet, but it's not bad at all. So a little bit of sanding up. I mean, I started doing a little bit in that area, but a little bit of cleaning up, and we'll be able to kind of paint this just to keep it from rusting. And then we're going to put sound deadening on everything, roof and everything, which we have to do some more roof repair and stuff. But it's going to get sound deadening on everything possible to be hidden. Not the pillars. I'm not doing the pillars, obviously, because those are they're going to be factory color. I'm not going to do behind the seat because you'll see that. I don't want to do anywhere that you're going to see it, but I want it to be nice and quiet. I did it to my other truck, and I am amazed at how quiet it is in the cab. It is a million times better than just the factory, you know, carpet with a little bit of insulation. If you sound deaden it and do the carpet insulation, it is 100 times better. So that's some stuff we're going to work on today. We might just jump in and just do these door hinges because I'm seriously sick and tired of these. The pins are completely whooped out. They're shot. Every time I open the door, it's like clonk, clonk. So maybe we'll just jump in and do that right away, because I really just want that done. All right, well, let's just do these dang these door hinges, and we'll jump right into that, and I'll set you guys up on time lapse over here in a good comfy spot. So Well, we got our door hinges on. They are 100 times better. When you open the door, it doesn't clunk clunk. It's so nice. Mint. But it was a little bit of a struggle. But I found something that I didn't. It's really hard to see. Oh, you can see it from this angle. It's actually ripped right here. The fender bracket, because this mounts the fender on the back side. It ripped from. Oh, you can see it really good right there. From the cowl panel innard thing, whatever you want to call that, the vent lower pocket thing, because it's in the cowl. That's like the drain or whatever. So that's got to get fixed. So that was a little bit surprising, I guess. I've never seen that do that before. But these things were whooped out so bad. They were like so bad. So yeah. Good thing those are gone. We got to do them on the other side too. But I think I might work on some metal work on this side of the truck. Work on fixing this cowl panel stuff. This is all split away. Got to clamp that and weld that together. Might work on that and start on that right now, and we'll go from there. So let's get after it. Well, we got the cowl piece all fixed up. We got to do a little more sanding and blending and stuff going on there, but it looks pretty decent. And I found some Bondo there. I don't know what they were doing, but it's really not. There's a little tiny dimple like right here that it looks like they tried to pop up, but it's not all the way up. But then the curve is the same, so I don't know why they filled all this in. There's a little tiny like low spot right here. But it's very, very small. So I don't know why they mudded this whole corner. They just, whoever did the bodywork on this went way further than they needed to. As there's mud down here, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to find there. I'm sure there's just a slight divot maybe that'll try to work out. But, I mean, it's fine to have thin mud places, you know, and you want the least amount as possible, but it's fine to have a little bit. But these people, whoever did this, because this was taller than this door. It was taller right here, and I was wondering why. I was like, maybe the cowl just started to pop away, which is pretty common. They don't quite fit as good as you'd want them to be, but these are work trucks, so a lot of time from the factory, they just didn't fit together very nicely. So, like, the lines aren't always perfect on these trucks. So, I don't know. But they are work trucks, so we're going to try to make it look as good as possible. I think it's starting to look pretty good, pretty decent. Drip rail's done now, and obviously we got a lot more work to do. We got to do a lot of work on this door still. We got to do a lot of work on that door still. We got to do a lot of sanding and priming. We got a lot of interior work to do. They're just overall a lot of work. But it's coming along nicely. I mean, we've gotten a decent amount done in the time we've worked on it so far. So I'm excited to see it progress, and hopefully you guys are too. There's some small work to do on this side. I still haven't done anything with those, which, you know, that's just the way it goes. I got some more dents to pull on this side too. This side looks a lot prettier than the other side though, for like the amount of dents and stuff. There's like some small ones that are very faint. Right here is dented in slightly right at this corner, so I gotta pop that out. But and those black spots, that's just a rust treatment I put on those kind of pitted spots for where the Bondo is sitting and flaked off and water got behind it. And then there's like some dents here. And I gotta do the cab corner on the driver's side has a tear in it, which is really weird. It split. I'll show you, and there's some teeny tiny pinholes like there and there and there where this thing got creased. I don't know why it got creased, but so I gotta do cab corners, probably both sides, sadly. I'm gonna try to keep it low and try to make it look factory. I got some that are, I don't know if they're from Dennis Carpenter or what, but they're nicer than the LMC truck ones. A pair of them. So, because the LMC truck ones don't have like the seam here. I'm not really pleased with them, but yeah, it tore right there. I guess it probably rust jacked maybe or something. I don't know. I think that's just kind of goofy how it did that. And then they soldered it or something and then just mudded it and covered it up. Maybe it rotted afterwards. I don't know. But you can see there's like some solder in there right there and there. Weird. But yeah, sadly I'm going to have to do these. Other than that, we're getting pretty close on all the metal work for like rust repair wise. It's looking pretty darn good. We do have to, there's like some weird, like I gotta fix that hole. That's a hole in there. Like just stuff spearing through the, like, shouldn't the box cover that? Whatever, I don't know. I'm pretty sure a box would cover that, but maybe that's... No, the box would definitely cover that, because I think the box rail comes, like, right to here, don't it? Maybe it's a little lower. Maybe it is a little bit lower. I don't know. But, anyway, we got some fixing to do on that the third brake light. I'm going to try to clean it up, make it look a little bit better than what it does. And then we have to figure out what mirrors we're going to run on this truck. And then get our holes drilled and set up for that and fill in all the random ass holes that are in the doors. But then we got to fix our dents here. Big dent there. We're going to get back to working on this thing. I had to charge my camera here and we got her charged up enough, so we're going to fix that mess right there. So I'm gonna set you guys up on time lapse on the inside, viewing from the other side, and we're gonna get this patched up and welded up and whatnot. So I took the patch that they put on it off. It was like a little thin patch. So I'm gonna set you guys up on time lapse and we'll get to it. And there we go. It's not super pretty looking, but it's way better than that ugly patch that it was. So that's fixed now. That's done. So we're gonna wrap it up for today. We're gonna call it a day on this project. We got a lot done today. We got our door hinges done. We got our trip rail done. And that was a big task. I was a little worried about how to finish that, how it was gonna go, and it went pretty well. We fixed our cowl panel piece here, corner-ish, and we fixed our firewall. So turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the progress today. We're gonna call it a day. We might do some other stuff off camera, just small little tidbit stuff. Maybe do some sanding on the interior, I'm not really sure. But we'll catch you next time. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what you guys want to see more of. If you guys want to see more steps of this, or if you want me to hurry the build along and we'll just move it right along and I'll keep going. We got to do some framework still. I'm going to do that on camera. Not really sure how I'm going to tackle that yet. But there's some like fitting the Cummins in. That's all going to be on camera. But I don't know if you guys want to see more of, you know, popping the dents out of the roof, or if you want to just get to the Cummins stuff and I'll just do that stuff off camera, whatever. You let me know. Hopefully you like the series of this truck. There's going to be a lot more with the other trucks. We got to do a dash on the blue truck and some interior work on my blue CrewCab. And we got to work on my 79, the 7.3 swap truck. We're going to replace the wire harness. We're going to change a bunch of the stuff. I don't like how it turned out. I built it years ago and it didn't turn out very good, in my opinion. And that's part of building trucks. And then we got fuel tank to do on our 79 two-wheel drive 460 truck, the muscle truck I call it. And we got some suspension work to do on the dually, just some link changing. It's got a 4-link front end and coil springs, and we're just gonna change those out. So there's gonna be a lot more videos coming out. Just gotta get to it. I wish the weather was warmer. Right now it's -20 with a wind chill at -40, so that's cool. It's not. But we're just gonna keep plugging away on this build, and there's gonna be a lot more videos coming out on the other trucks shortly. So hang in there.